The gap between wages growth and inflation is getting wider in Australia. Annual wages growth in the year to June is expected to be 2.7%. Joining me now is our business reporter, Edward Boyd. Ed, wages growth is not expected to catch up with inflation until 2024.
2024, so another 2 years and a few months is when the Reserve Bank expects wage growth to be higher than the level of inflation in Australia's economy. Remember, we just saw the figures come out for the year to June for inflation at 6.1%. Later this morning, we'll get the numbers from the ABS around wages over that same period, and the expectation is it's going to come in at 2.7% for the year, 0.8% for that quarter. So wage growth clearly is going to be well under half the rate of inflation in Australia's economy. So in real terms, Australian wages will be going backwards for this year. And it's not going to be until late 2024 that the Reserve Bank expects wage growth to be at 3.9% for that year, and what inflation will be down at 3% for that year. So it's not until then that we'll start to see wages outstripping inflation. So until we get to that point, unfortunately, in real terms, wages for everyday Australians will be going backwards for the next couple of years. Laura?
Okay, can't wait to see that confirmation at 11:30 this morning. Ed, let's look at the stock market. It has just opened. It is expected to be lifted by some big profit results today and yesterday.
The big result this morning is Santos, one of Australia's biggest oil and gas companies, and their profit, I mean, have a look at this. Revenue up 85%, that's in US billion-dollar terms there. Net profit, 1.2 billion, up 230%. Underlying profit, though, which strips out one-off costs, that's up 300% over just 6 months. So they managed to also lift their dividend to 7.6 US cents a share for this half. So this is a record half year for Santos, obviously with oil and gas prices where they are. Santos have now actually decided to go ahead with a new project that they're going to be doing in Alaska, which is going to start pumping out crude oil in 2026. So there's a lot of value right now for oil companies, and obviously Santos are going ahead with this big project in Alaska to take advantage of that. So they're one of the bigger companies reporting this morning. Expect their shares to be rising slightly today. I've just looked at the local market and it's actually opened down by about 0.1%, but it is still really early in the trading day and it could rise a little bit later in the morning, Laura.
Ultimate multitasker. How'd you get your eyes on the market? Good one, Ed. Thanks so much. We'll check in soon.
Laura.